Good morning. Happy Monday. Back into it. Full week of kicking butt. Let's do it. I've got my black shirt on. I'm ready to go. Now, we're going to talk about the obvious, which is on the screen, is emotion. Getting authentic emotion out of your students is very, very powerful and will set them up if they want to go into the professional world. This will set them up to learn how to be authentic and resonate with their audience, which is extremely valuable. I have noticed over my years that there is even very advanced teachers miss the mark on this one. And what I mean by that is they start talking about emotion as it's some sort of technique that it's controlled like you do with every other technique in dance, which human beings are not that simple. They're a bit complicated, the way that they feel and the way that they come up with those emotions, almost to the point that they're not in control of their emotions. That's when we see the real raw feeling of a human. So what I normally see with people teaching emotion is they concentrate on the face as a technical thing. Like, I just smile, but you'll notice that people that are physically using their face, like in a technical manner, when they're smiling, it's just, they're smiling and telling the audience that they should feel happy, but there is a disconnect there because it's not coming from a genuine place. So you just got to be really careful that you're not teaching face technique, if that, because you're going to get an audience, especially at an amateur level, you're going to get a very biased audience. They'll be like, oh, she smiled, that's cool, and they'll be proud of her, but it's still surface level. It'll still come across like this picture. It'll just be a smiley face. So what do we want to do? How do we approach this so that we're, especially younger kids, that you can get them to feel real emotion at the same time as they execute their dancing? So obviously, big heart here is that it has to come from your soul. It has to come from a real, genuine place. Now that's hard to do. Normally, we're reactive. We're responsive to what's going on. So we don't choose when to be sad. We don't choose when to be happy. You know, you hear something funny and then you laugh. You don't choose just randomly when you're going to laugh, right? So what we have to do is invoke this emotion. So how do we do that if those circumstances aren't coming up? So if you're doing a routine about being happy and joyful, you can't have someone side stage doing things that makes you happy and joyful. It won't work. We have to imagine what these things are. Your imagination is extremely powerful. So the trick is that you want to think about something, or this is with your students, you want to think about something with great detail to the point that you get a physical reaction. Okay. So how do you do that? Well, make up stories. So you might be doing a routine that just naturally resonates with some students and they won't have to make up a story. It'll just connect to them because of something in their life. Yeah, or some sort of relationship they have in their life, and they'll just connect with what you're doing. But your story, this is the part where people get a bit stuck, is they feel like their story has to be super creative. Nope. Does not have to be super creative. All it has to do is have a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's simple. That's how everything works. So say we're doing a routine about heartbreak. Okay, so you can't just go around being all like this with your face because it won't work. And it's hard to invoke authentic emotion through the heart about heartbreak if you're on stage trying to dance, right? So we're going to use our imagination to come up with a story with great detail, really basic. Okay, so this is boy meets girl, and then boy runs away, and girl's heartbroken. That's simple. So then what you do is you take that story and it's like, okay, so where did the boy and the girl meet? And when did the boy leave and how did he leave? And where is the girl now? What did she do? Where did she go when she had that heartbreak? And then you add even more detail, like what time of day, what smells was there, what were they wearing? So you're constantly adding this detail into this story, into their head. until their imagination is so vivid that they actually get an authentic emotion from their heart, which will come through not only their face, but their entire body. And if they do that, all these people here, and not just the dancers, not the ones that hear, all your audience here, they won't just go, oh, good dancing. You won't just be connecting with them because they like dancing, but you'll be connecting to 100% of the audience because they're all humans and you're being a human. That's the approach to successfully get your students to be emotive. Be careful about controlling the face in a technical way. Dancers are so inclined to control everything. They feel like they have to learn and have a discipline in emotion. It's not true, because in their real life, they don't. They're just a human being that reacts. So stay away from controlling the face. Talk about authentic, real emotions. Use your imagination to fire those emotions. And the easiest way to do that is just to create basic stories that have a beginning, a middle, and end. Doesn't have to be a hugely creative story, just a beginning, middle, and end, and then start adding specific details. Don't just be broad of like boy meets girl. You know what I mean? All the details put a movie together that, like when you watch movies, when you watch a movie and it's so well detailed, it invokes your imagination. Yeah. And then your body reacts to it. That's what we want to do. Make little movies in our head until our body reacts. That's it. Any questions? Let me know. And if you have any ideas of what you would like me to teach, then please let me know too. So if you're in class at the moment and you're like struggling with something, or you think that you could do it better, or you've got some good insight as well of I did this, then please contact me, post it on the community board, and let's develop that. Let's get better at it or fix whatever that problem is. Okay. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good week.